According to this, there's sound, so we'll see. Give me a 5x5 on the chat. Give me a 5x5 on the chat. 5x5 if you can hear me. If you can't hear me, then I have no idea. Like, I tried to reboot everything. The sound bar is moving. So just give me a 5x5 in the chat and make sure we're good. And if we're good, we'll just talk about what's happened in the... Look, we knew what was going to happen. People that have been on this chat for a very long time know exactly what was going to happen, especially with the ZR1. Just the metrics of the ZR1. 100% we knew it was going to beat the GTD. The problem is I didn't think it was going to beat it by this much. And today we're going to talk about how it is so impressive that the ZR1 and the ZR1X, which are production vehicles. I'm going to repeat this again for the dum-dums, the people that are on Mustang pages, the people that are on Shelby pages, the people that are Mustang fans. Ford did not build this car. Multimatic built this car. This is not a Ford Mustang. This is a Multimatic built race vehicle with Mustang parts. And a production Corvette made in Bowling Green where all the other Corvettes are made. Beat it, okay? And not only will it beat it in the Nurburgring, it'll beat it 0 to 60, it'll beat it in the roll, it'll beat it in the quarter, it'll beat it everywhere, and it is MSRP a lot cheaper. So we can talk about that. We're also going to talk about Eric Vega, who runs a centrifugal supercharged Mustang, ended up making big power today with non-preferred tuning. Imagine if he had actual preferred tuners in there actually manipulating the data to make good power. We'll talk about that and many more things, but I don't think that Mr. Bill O'Reilly is going to tell us anything, because I think Mr. Bill O'Reilly, the clip just like disappeared into oblivion, but we'll see if we can get Mr. Bill O'Reilly to tell us to do it live. There we go. I'm going to find a dude. Again, I'm at Casa de Lun, so I'm going to do everything off the cuff here because got to get it done.
We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
It does suck. But you know what does not suck? Is the fact that we have great sponsors here to help out the cause. That's right. And the first sponsor that should be mentioned, and Bryson Witt is a testament to this sponsor. It's PMAS. Nick James. PMAS, best cold lunatics on the planet. Nobody else matters. If you don't like PMAS, screw you and your mom, because PMAS makes the best cold lunatics. Ask Bryson Witt how smooth his car drives with the PMAS cold intake. DNAP Performance, DNAPperformance.com. You can get your PMAS cold intakes at DNAPperformance.com. You can hang out there, get some parts, four-star wheels, bussy fuel systems, maybe some, I don't know, sex toys, and maybe some pictures of his ass. Who knows? Also, anything else that you want to buy on 3 kits, which, again, you have to put them on 3 times or on 5 times, so they might want to change their name. Whipple, all the other superchargers on the planet, and Parts Farm, partsfarm.com. We're working with Parts Farm to potentially look for the next swap project. Rob Bowen has been awesome in getting us, some potential project ideas. So partsfarm.com. Check him out if you want any used late model parts. We got Total Solution. Rummy's down on Total Solution. He is now tuning 24 Mustangs down there, and some Dominicans in the Dominican Republic are also tuning some cars down there in the Dominican Republic. 24 Mustang is just, we're chock full. It's pretty silly. And as always, Belloc Industries. If you like people to know that you sell drugs, you get yourself a set of Bellocs. And what I'm trying to do, it's really hard to do on location, is be, normal. We'll be back to normal next week. Don't worry, guys. But when I'm up here working, I concentrate on work. And this is kind of like a side deal. I didn't really spend all day looking up anything. I wanted to make sure that I had something to talk about. And luckily, Corvette dropped something on my lap that was extremely, I want to say, timely, because not only does the ZR1 beating the GTD is something we could talk about, but what's even more impressive, Jay Walker mentioned, is that the GT3 RS is even more impressive than both vehicles. But let's not mince words here. We're not Schleckenbergs, and we're not going to sit here and talk like we give 2 shits about the Nurburgring. 0 to 60, quarter mile, 60 to 130 is all we care about. Jonathan D. Clint Stroke Merckx, Stang, James, 50 Stallion, Mr. King, Joshua John, Venom Racing, Bacho, Damien, Ford Lover, Infamous S550, Gregory Uffridge. John Lund says, I hear you 5x5 for sure. John Lund is here listening to the show. Low Daily, Kyle Williamski, Tyler, Minute by Madman. Jay Walker says, but you got to give the GT3 RS its flowers. It hung with the ZR1 within a few tenths at 520 horsepower. Ridiculously impressive. I'm not going to talk about specifically GT3 RS and make you guys think that I know enough about those cars to give a shit. Let's be honest. The ZR1, ZR1X, the fact that they went dual overhead cam, twin turbo, and it's doing it on pump gas is impressive because it's a production vehicle. And all the Mustang guys were waiting because they did this in June, guys. In June, the Corvette set these records. And I'll talk about it on the Car and Driver article. Let's keep saying hi to the people here. Tony, the truck guy, Juan Perez, JW, Merksang, James, Chuck Wazarinsky, Patrick Lynch, Matt G, Lupe, Beach Pirate, Keith Bush, Mark Torres, Joe Swish, Third Coast Coding, Community Bad Madman, ACF Free Grad, V-Town. He's going to fight you. He will literally fight you if you talk any shit. Slow99 says, John Lone, what's cheating? You're listening from downstairs. He's literally right down the stairs. More Pews and Boots, 10-second Z06, Endings, Cornfed, Killshot, Tony Dominguez, King, Mr. King, Joe Swish, JT Zalazar, Destroyer, Merksang James, Bullhead, Endings, Joe Swish, Merkstang, Josue Sanchez, Endings, Jay Walker, Rodney, and all the usual suspects. As always, we're going to go to richprince.com/YDBT if you want to get some merch. Really, you're not gonna be nice with me. You're not gonna be my friend and have richprince.com/YDBT. Come over here and check things out. So richprince.com/YDBT. You can go ahead and get some merch there. As always, you're going to go and get some hats, shirts, Section 8 shirts, Amory, YDBT, Dolo, hoodies, Section 8 hoodies, Hush Money hoodies and shirts, ZR50 shirt, Booty Juice. And today we are dropping the Elote Juice with, it's so stupid. If you like running E85, Elote E85 in your tank, you're going to get yourself an Elote Juice. This is going to sell so good in Texas. It's not even funny. And everything else you want to get at richprince.com/YDBT. Again, you're supporting me, but you're also getting something for your support. Save the manuals, Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, GT350, 85 to 86 Mustang, 87 to 93 Mustang, all the shirts, 1320 videos, everything here, guys. I really appreciate Rich Prince. They've been super good to work with, and they've just been, I don't know, just awesome to work with. Let's get to the articles. Let's talk a little shit. Let's get, the stuff going. Then we can talk to the listeners about what happened with the ZR1X. So, this happened a month ago. You understand the amount of shit Mustang guys were talking specifically about, oh, did you hear that the ZR1X is going through tires so much you can't make a lap? Dude, they set these records a month ago. Goodbye GTD. The Corvette ZR1X is the fastest American car around the Nurburgring. Chevy brought out the Z06, ZR1, and ZR1X along with a trio of development drivers to showcase the Corvette's prowess at the track. These are bullet points. A month after dropping its first teaser, Chevy finally revealed its Nurburgring times with the ZR1X, now officially the fastest American car around the circuit. In fact, Chevy also brought out the Z06 in addition to the ZR1 and the ZR1X, all three of which were driven by in-house development drivers. The Z06 posted a time of 7:11.826. The ZR1 6:50 7:63, 2 seconds quicker. The base ZR1. And maybe it has the aero package, who knows. And the ZR1X, the all-wheel drive hybrid, basically a E-Ray with like dual overhead cam, twin turbo crazy stuff, is 6:49 2:75. Now these times it's about a second and a half. Again, I think that's to be expected because I don't think all-wheel drive is really going to help out. But if you're going to play in the field of this supercar shit, how do you have to build your car? How do you have to build your car if you're going to play in this sandbox? Do you think a front engine, rear wheel drive car that doesn't have a Viper logo on it can hang with modern shit? Corvette saw it. Corvette saw the future, and they're like, okay, if we want to hang with Audi, R8s, Lambos, Ferraris, be the poor man's Ferrari, then we got to go mid-engine. And they did it with the C8, and they went through the growing pains just like Mustang went through the growing pains of a dual overhead cam or a overhead cam engine layout. They had the abominable 96 to 98 Mustangs, and they finally got something going with the Cobra. 3-valve was like the malaise era, and now we have the God motor, the Coyote, that it fits in everything, boost, fuel, and it's happy. Corvette said, well, if we're going to play in the sandbox of these hypercars and supercars, we got to have this rear engine layout. And they went through the growing pains, and a lot of people hated it. But it brought the car to another level. You were seeing 11-second Stingrays on the street. Then there was rumored to be the ZR1. Then they went dual overhead cam. The Z06 sounds great. I think it's a 10-second car in good prep. The E-Ray to me is still King Daddy because it has pushrod, hybrid technology, all that stuff. And then Mustang goes out of their way, sends a car to Canada, and they were just like, oh, we're going to send a car to Canada. Okay, let's have a Multimatic built car. I get it. They've had relationships like that before. I'm not saying this car is not going to be worth anything. I'm saying in terms of performance, Chevy did it better with a production car. That's all. Chevy did it better with a production car. No special third-party companies, no special race car shit, no crazy active aero, a rear engine, in-house developed stuff. So I think that's going to be one of those things that Ford, just like we've been saying on this, show. How long have we been saying on this show that Ford should go hybrid, all-wheel drive, twin turbo? I've been saying it forever. I get it. That Mustang is going to be $120,000. But what is the highest tier Mustang that you guys expect to be a $100,000 car? A GT500. What's the GT500 good at? Can anyone here tell me what the 2020 to 2022 GT500 is good at? Does it drag race well? Does it road race well? Not for the weight and power that it comes with stock. It's okay. It's $100,000. So the 2020 to 2022 GT500 is good at not much. $100,000. So then you got to ask yourself, if I'm going to spend $100,000, I want to be in the same realm as cars like the ZR1, the ZR1X, the Lambos, the Ferrari. I get it. Ferraris are 2, 3, 4, 500, but there's different tier of Ferrari, different tier of Lambo. Hell, if I'm going to build a fast all-wheel drive rear engine car, it's probably going to be an R8. It's a poor man's Lamborghini. But the Mustang, it's just stuck in this S550, let's massage the face to look a little different malaise era. Luckily, tuning saved its ass. I contend today that tuning saved the Mustang's ass because it was trending 19% cheap, less sales than the previous year. And F-150s, I think, is saving Ford's ass because without F-150, what the hell are you going to buy at Ford? A 350, a 250? If they're going to count on those sales, it's going to be construction people or someone like John who wants to drive around with a $100,000 Roush truck that has peeling paint. But let's not talk about that. So I think a lot of the people that were coping and defending the GTD today were up in arms because it was very impressive what Chevy did, but a lot of people that have been following it really well and know some stuff. You know how stupid Stang mode sounds right now? You know how...
We have an MBRP resonator deleter.
You know how stupid you sound right now? We
have an MBRP resonator deleter.
Stang mode, you sound really stupid today. You posted on your social media, because you heard rumors about the Corvette, and you posted, yeah, oh my God, this and this and that. And I'm just like, holy shit, shut the fuck up. You don't know the results yet. You don't know the results yet to talk that shit. So I was kind of blown away that people were out there, burying the ZR1 before actual times came out. So we had posted, let me go to Patreon real quick. Patreon. I want to make sure that I announce again because the last show, oh no, I have to do all this crazy signing in bullshit again. I have to, oh no, here we go. Look at that. It remembered my password. So what I want to do is I want to reshare Eric Vega's, GoFundMe. So we're trying to get Eric Vega, who owns a centrifugal supercharged S550 stick shift car, to go to Mod Nationals from Texas so that he can go out there and, just hang out with people in a Ford-centric event and Mod Nats. To him, at least, is that Justin Young, even though we're not, the best of bros, the guy came through, he messaged me, he said, if Eric Vega posts something about a GoFundMe or something, I'm going to put in $500. So I put in $500, Justin Young put in $500, and I think Lund Racing gave a bunch of money also, and we're getting him close. So I'm stalling right now because I'm looking for the GoFundMe because I could have sworn it was here, but if you're a Patreon member, there is just an insane amount of just chats, and I'm trying to scroll. But if somebody can post up the GoFundMe so I don't sit there all day scrolling, would be awesome. So he ended up going to the dyno today with a centrifugal supercharged Mustang, and I posted not bad from a non-preferred tuner. By the way, it's going to be loud, so if you have headphones on, you know the deal. So this is 1,060 60 or so horsepower. Let me go to his where is he? Let me see. Oh no, don't go to messages. Eric Vega. Come on, Eric Vega. Let's go. Eric Vega. Let me see if there's. No, I thought I was going to be able to see it. But anyway, he ended up cresting 1,100 horsepower. So congrats to him. He ended up getting 1,100 horsepower out of the car with a centrifugal supercharger from a non-preferred tuner. Imagine if it was a preferred tuner. Here is the GoFundMe. Thank you so much. He ended up making over 1,100. So right now we have $2,641 raised for Eric Vega. So please do me a favor. This is code red, Eric Vega. Go over there, give $5, $2, whatever. He has a $4,000 goal. In reality, a $3,500 goal, but let's get him all the way up to $4,000 so he can have plenty of money. And he is an Amri supporter. I've met him in person. I've shaken his hand. He's a good guy, and I want you guys to support him because I want him to go to ModNets, and I want to show the people that the Amri actually helps people out. But over 1,000 rear wheel horsepower from a stick shift centrifugal powered car at about 20 something pounds of boost, making good power, has a rod and piston motor. I don't know if the heads are massaged or anything like that. He went through trials and tribulations and did all the work himself in his garage while his wife was expecting. So you got to support a working man who has 2 kids, a family, and just wants to go racing and have some fun. And I would rather support somebody like that than some chick that has a really nice ass that posts her ass all the time on her social media to get sponsorships. You're not going to get the Amri's attention with ass shots. You're going to get the Amri's attention by hard work and being loyal to the Amri here. So have you guys been on the forums? Have you guys seen all the crazy coping, left and right coping about the GTD? It lost. It's not as good. You have bought yourself the third place American car, and the first 2 are Chevy ZR1s. ZR1, ZR1X, ZR1, then the GTD. Let's not talk about Porsche. Let's not talk about Mercedes. They're at another level at that specific track, but I don't care about the track. I just love putting salt in the wound of Mustang guys that think that it's the king dingling when it wasn't even built by Ford. Stop it. I've had Akon on repeat. Phil got locked up. Man, those Gen 2s still badass. How many traps is that? Nito Diaz says, Alec, just like the guys that don't know the results of your ZR1 build, they're already popping off of how displacement is lower. You should have gone big block or full built LS9 or even a Hemi is crazy. Did you see what Eric Vega just made on 20 pounds of boost? That car just has a rods and piston motor. Doesn't have exotic heads. Doesn't have exotic cams. It's boost and fuel. And it made 1,100 rear wheel horsepower. Now, his motor's built. My motor's not built. My motor's a stock Gen 3 bottom end, Gen 2 heads, Gen 2 cams. You don't think on 15 PSI I'm going to make 900? Twin turbo? Stop it. Please. The people that already are discounting my build. Okay, I've made some pretty good predictions in my tenure here. You think I'm going to build a ZR1, a C6 ZR1, twin turbo Coyote, and then not be sure how it's going to perform when I've owned so many Coyotes? I work for Lund Racing. We tune Coyotes every day. I've been here for a week, and it's really interesting to see what they think versus what the others think. And they're just like, this thing's going to be fucking nuts. This thing's going to be nasty. I can't wait. Senior's excited. Senior's talking to his people. He's got people on the phone. I got people like Begelos and I'll talk to turbo people. People are wanting to support this build. So you don't think as a phase 1 layout that after I do all of the vetting, turbo sizing, intercooling, and all this stuff, I'm going to put a rod and piston motor in this bitch and make 1,300 horsepower? Controllable horsepower? Bro, stop it with that bullshit. Did Phil Fez overwork his visa or what? What happened with Phil Fez? Can we get a GoFundMe going to put money on Phil Fez's jail? Wait, what happened? Okay, what's going on with Phil Fez? Is everything okay with Phil Fez? Seriously. That's a light deal. Some dudes here still sell you out for some. That's a light deal. It's some dudes that in here that'll sell you out for some ass. Just wait. You're not wrong. The only booty shots we want is Bussy Innovations. I was so happy when I was so happy when I saw that they beat the GTD. People think I was happy that the Mustang is losing. I'm not happy that the Mustang is losing. I'm sad that the company is run by an incompetent person with Jim Farley. I have said many times that Jim Farley is the reason Ford is going downhill. He went out of his way and built a $300,000 because he, for whatever reason, has an obsession with Porsche. He was a Porsche guy before all this. Before he was a Ford CEO, he was a Porsche guy. So he's like, oh, I'm gonna show them something, and you're gonna take a motor from a GT500 that didn't do anything well, an S550 chassis, sent it to Multimatic, and they delivered you a 4,000-pound, 800 horsepower transaxle car. I knew right off the bat, this is not serious, right? This is not serious. This guy's not serious. Imagine you say, man, I'm going to go push everyone's shit in. I'm going to go racing. I'm going to build a race car. I'm going to push everyone's shit in. And they build a Charger, Challenger. They build something so ridiculous, so big, and that you're just like, this is not serious. It's not a serious car. It's gonna be maybe a little. Stop it. You're not serious. Now, if you were to say, I bought a complete chassis car, double frame rail, notchback, weighs 2,200 pounds, spindle mount. I'm just gonna black it out, call it a racist term, and I'm gonna grudge race. You go, okay, this guy was probably pretty serious. And you can just see the cars when they launch. You go, oh, okay, this guy's serious. When they delivered a 800 horsepower, which is nothing, that's at the engine. Remember, guys, the way the manufacturers measure horsepower is at the asshole. So they ended up delivering a 800 horsepower, 740, let's say, to the asshole. Or maybe let's say 800 to the wheel. Let's say 800 to the wheel. Maybe it's 860 and 800 to the wheel. Cool. 4,000-pound car. Ain't nobody impressed by a 800. Does it turn great? Absolutely. Multimatic has wonderful suspension, wonderful race pedigree, wonderful active aero. Multimatic is a legitimate company. Ford has never built anything like that. Name a car that Ford at an assembly plant with Steve and an exoskeleton going, putting the tire on. Never, ever. Stop it. GT500s are a joke for the price. Snapformers, snapformers.com. Was expecting it to be at least a little lighter. The Corvette beating the GTD proves GM's in-house engineering won. No need for Multimatic. Ford outsourced and still lost. Ford out. Jack Kennedy, back and to the right. Back and to the left. Back and to the left. Jack Kennedy. Ford outsourced. They got a ringer. They got a professional race car driver, professional race car company, professional race car team, and still got beat by a bunch of guys in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Ain't that some shit? Price, performance, drag racing, turning, stopping, top speed, acceleration. Quit. And then Jim Farley has the audacity to post, game on, game on, game on, game over, shut up. You best be coming to Modnats with me and Killshot Racing. I am not coming to Modnats at all. GM is kicking ass easily. Farley went so far to copy the Porsche that he even made the gearing shit in his stick cars. Just to charge you more for how they should come from the factory. You're pioneering a new era in swap industry. C6 chassis is the next Fox body. You don't think if I swap that sucker and it's rolling the F out and I say, Jake, let's do a business proposition. Let's buy 2 more C6s to vet the combo. Let's put a Predator engine in one. Then let's put a Voodoo engine in the other one. And then we're going to have 3 new part numbers. An oil pan, motor mounts, and a bell housing that bolts up to the torque tube. And you can sell all your drive kits and everything and swap kits. The Minton box that communicates back to the dash. You know, how many C6s did they build? Tell me the year of C6 that they built out there. And everyone has the same ass freaking motor, an LS3 or some 7-liter or some other junk. People go, but it sounds so good. Have you guys ever heard of LS9 above 5,500 RPMs? It like forgets to process combustion. It sounds awesome up to 5,500, and then it just goes, it just pukes its guts out after that. Deal. All Ford has done with the GT dud was send Multimatic a check and said, vaya con Dios. You're not wrong. Look, I don't want it to sound on my anti-Multimatic, but I'm anti-Jim Farley, hardcore. Now, I get it. Mustang and Ford F-150 are probably the most robust in terms of tuning new platforms that are out right now. There's diesel tuning for all F-250, F-350, dually, whatever. There's F-150 tuning. There's Raptor tuning. Again, just because somebody announced... Let's have a conversation. When somebody says F-150 tuning available, it does not mean it's vetted. When someone says 24 and up Mustang tuning available, it's not vetted. It's never vetted. And I'm not saying just the tuning. I'm saying the process, the flashing, the communication, the interface, the device. It's never the date they announce it to be. You understand? It's always like, okay, we can start taking pre-orders and start filling orders, and then we're going to work the kinks out as we go. Some of you are going to get bricked. Some of you because you're in a rush. You're in a rush. What the fuck you rushing for? It's 100 degrees outside. What the hell? What the hell's the rush? It's 100 degrees outside. I see guys do watt hits at 12. I'm like, dude, do a hit tonight. What are you doing? Why do you need to get this dialed in on Wednesday in the middle of the day? So anyway, you need to understand that when tuning is available, when software companies announce it, it just means that they have cracked the code, and all of a sudden, they're going to start eventually making sure that the process is good. It's never perfect right off the rip. That's why Lund Racing takes their time and go, we'll vet it, we'll figure it out. When it's on the website, we know we can export it to whatever, TDN, and other processes, other software companies. We want to be able to support everyone and everything that we can support. So it's just, you don't have to be first to market and then constantly work out the bugs and tweaks. Junior flashed 2 F-150s this week, each 7 or 8 times. He took one home, drove it, didn't like the 1.2, didn't like the 2.3, manipulated it, put it in my truck, asked me to drive it. And where we got to the point where we're both happy with this. And now, once the process is easily, let's say, vetted in terms of getting your vehicle flashed, sure, we can take some orders. But a lot of people are out there, pre-order, here's the tune. What the fuck did you give me? The exporting process isn't good. The flashing process isn't good. What happens when you do an over-the-air update and the tune is loaded? Can you data log? Can you data log all the parameters? Can you data log on TDN? Relax. Chill out, guys. I would get a tune when everyone says it's ready. Everyone else that's rushing to get it down your throat is just trying to do that, get your money. We know this is a marathon, not a sprint. But Alex, someone said they're this S650 master. That's fine. That's marketing. Nothing wrong with marketing yourself. How do you have a history with S650? Sorry. How can you say you're anything with the S650 if you are nothing with previous generations? Everything carries over. Everything carries over. It's Ford programming language. So you're telling me you all of a sudden have everything figured out on S650, but meanwhile, Gen 3, you don't dominate. You don't dominate Gen 3. You don't dominate F-150. You don't dominate Gen 2. You don't dominate Gen 1. And you're all of a sudden going to dominate Gen 3? Like the kids say, stop the cap. Sup, Emery, late to the party, but ready to party. Sapato be like 2032 Ford GTD shitster tuning available now. EPA, LS9s had the same head supplier as the LS7. Headgame stated he had to fix drop valves on the LS9 heads too a few shows back. Okay, so we need to understand. The LS9, a lot of people have never owned it. How many of you actually owned an LS9? Not many. I've owned it, experienced it, torquey, but not so torquey that it's impressive. It's like, it has more torque down low than most. But then it does nothing after 5,500 RPMs. It just starts to scream. Pull, pull, pull. No more pull. Now it's just screaming. So then Chevy guys go, well, yeah, you got to put a cam in it. Oh, you mean I have to change the LS9? You mean I have to change how the LS9 came from the factory to make it impressive by putting a BTR, kill the dolphins, put your dick in the blowhole cam? That's not an LS9. Now that's a modified engine. Stupid. Multimatic got the bag, but put out something cool, but not $300,000 cool. Hard Hat Eugene says, third engine in my built C6Z. First engine, rocker brakes, needle bearings all through the engine. Second engine, fix the rockers with trunnions, valve drops. Coyote is next if the engine fails. I'm telling you, I'm not starting to try I'm not trying to start a trend. What I'm trying to do is put the most reliable power potential engine that I know of in modern times. And it could be the Hellcat motor because it's also in for the running, but I don't want pushrod shit. I don't want to be limited to 6,500 RPMs, and the Hellcat engine is massive. The Coyote engine weighs slightly less than the LS3 and the LS9 in long block form without accessories. And I think boost for boost or supercharger for supercharger, they're similar. So at the end of the day, why would I put another LS in it knowing that I'm going to have cooling issues, other issues, and valve? Fuck that. Put a Coyote in it and see what the hell happens. But how are they supposed to justify game changer in their post? You know, Ford, I think, remember when Jim Farley says, take that, Elon Musk, and Elon Musk comes out the winner, has a better electric car company. He thinks he needs to, okay. This is the problem with the American public. They have short attention spans. They have really short attention spans. A lot of you guys don't remember what happened last month. I have a memory like an elephant. I can remember stuff Jim Farley said. And then when he says, take that, Elon Musk, and then the Cybertruck comes out, outsells the F-150, the Model 3, Model Y, Model S, Model S, E, S3, X, and Y, and the Cybertruck, now Robotaxi. And I'm like, holy shit, you look really stupid, didn't you, Jim Farley? And he just laughs it off as if no big deal. And then he comes and has an interview with Jay Leno when he delivers Jay Leno's GTD, and start saying, well, you know, Porsche. What about Porsche? What about Porsche? What are you trying to achieve with the GTD? Sales or a Halo car that is not built by you and gets beat by Chevy's Halo car literally like a month or two after they posted their time? Imagine not winning the news cycle. 01 gets introduced, immediate 200 something miles an hour, immediate 9-second quarter mile times, immediate then the 01X, and we haven't seen any data for that yet. And I can't wait to see data on that 0 to 60 quarter mile, because a lot of people are saying it's not going to go 8s. Chevy did say it'll go 8s. Maybe they're smart and they'll wait till September, October, November, or maybe they've already done the test and they're just waiting for the whatever for the okay, because Camissa and the guys over at Haggerty are going to make a wonderful video, I bet, with the 01X, because they just knock it out of the park each time they mess with. At least the LS can take some power, unlike the Hemi. Trunnions or BTR shaft rocker, Voodoo swap C6Z06, then 5th gen Z28. I might swap every single one of your favorite Chevy cars. Don't piss me off. You know I got the money to do it. So stop thinking it's a money thing. It's a want and desire thing. Hard Hat Eugene says, it's got a 434 Iron Block LSX engine, about 20,000 out, and at this point, it doesn't make sense to do that. Okay. Trends are best when they're happening organically. Alex Yodi R1 kit is coming soon. I don't know. We'll see. That's a big undertaking. The guy who purchased my C6Z still dropped the valve, and the car had Frankenstein worked heads on the car. I did not want to have that problem. A pushrod car to me, if I'm ever going to buy a pushrod car, it's going to be small block Ford. You won't catch me fucking dead in a performance LS vehicle with an LS in it. I think it's just such a piece of shit. But for whatever reason, the poors talk about the 5.3 and the 4.8 as if it's God's engine. And this is the selling point. Well, when it blows up, I just get another one for $500. That's the selling point. That when it blows up, it's get another $500. Yeah, exactly. You don't even have the question right. If you didn't have breakfast this morning, how would you have felt? Next chassis Caddy XLR, no. And the Caddy fits good for it. Maybe one day someone wants to put the new GM dual overhead. Juan Perez, did you use talk to text here? And the Coyote fits good for it. Maybe one day someone wants. Did you try to type once? WAN. My friend's LSA engine dropped the valve after pushing A50 to the wheels for about 2 weeks after doing a pull against a Terminator. LOL. I don't think Farley cares about sales. The Jay Leno interview, he said the GTD isn't expected to make money. I have been in some crazy meetings in the last couple of weeks, and the amount of, if you are in the business of making money, you try not to make a product that loses money, right? You try not to make a product that loses money. The GTD we knew was a money loser. It's a notoriety thing. And then when it went out there and it did not beat the GT3 RS time, a lot of people like Jay Walker must have been like, uh-oh, $300,000 and it can't beat the GT3 RS with 300 more horsepower? Again, the same people that are saying, well, of course the ZR1X or ZR1 should have beat the Mustang. It makes 200 more horsepower. Okay, let's use that exact same argument with the Mustang and the GT3 RS. The Mustang makes damn near 300 more horsepower than the GT3 RS. Why didn't it beat it in the Nurburgring for Schleckenbergs? Let's use your logic against you. The same people that are saying an LS motor is $500 are the same people that say an LS swap is only $2,500. Farley cares more about the clout than the GTD is bringing from the viewers like Leno and Verstappen. Also, Chevy used engineer drivers, not even professional race car drivers. Laugh my ass off. Hold on, Hibrang Baeza. I don't think that's a positive selling point, as if to say, well, they used engineer drivers. A professional driver is someone that gets paid to drive. So an engineer driver is a professional driver. What's your profession? I drive for a living. So who is more comfortable in a car? A person employed by the company making the car and is there in the car every step of the way, or a professional race car driver that has to spend maybe a day or two in the car and goes out there and runs a number? I would say that an engineer driver that knows the Nurburgring like the back of his hand and has been in development with the vehicle since the beginning is a better driver than a professional driver that has only had about a week or two in the car. Hey, Game Motors Work, are you talking about port size relative to flow? Okay, let's not get into the science because this show does not like science. We talk shit here. Give Juan one of those elote shirts. Good evening, Alex. Is Michael Rodriguez. All the Chevy guys do is blow motors after one or the other and then go do it again, and it's like they like to blow dicks. Wow. JD Swag has gotten spicy as hell in the last couple of years. LS engines, it's okay. Devin Smith says, LS engines, it's not if it will break, it's when it will break. I've dealt with and seen too many bulletproof LS setups and end up with windows in the block and Bluetooth rods. Have you ever seen a car that makes a lot of horsepower with an LS or LT? They run once and then you never hear from it again. It just like goes off into Bolivian. Where is Mike Tyson? It just goes off into Bolivian. And I'm kind of blown away. I'm like, wait a minute. If you're going to claim something...
Where do you go from here, Mike?
I don't know, man. I might get fade into Bolivian, you know what I mean? I don't have nowhere to go and nothing to do, you know what I mean? I used to go fly my pigeons on the roof in New York.
Why does it disappear? Well, this is why it disappears, guys. Usually probably blows up. Or the owner runs out of money. Or it didn't meet the goals they thought it would. Or we got to devise a game plan. Or it ate a cam. Or it ate a lifter. There's always something that happens with these Billy Badass engines that you never hear from again. Coyotes are coyotes. Okay, Gen 2, Gen 3, stock bottom end, not even studded. I might stud the motor because Senior is just yelling at me like, stud the motor, stud the motor, stud the motor. And I'm like, for 900 horse? If I wanted to go 1100 horse, maybe, but not for 900 horse. So, but he's like, stud it, because he wants to put 64, 66s in it and get after it. And I'm like, no, because my goal is not to fling a rod. My goal is this. Make 900. See what it runs at 900. Maybe turn it up once or twice to make 1,000. Do a hit. And then put a Billy Badass built motor in it. You vetted the combo. You vetted the fueling. You vetted the turbo. Let's put a Billy Badass FFRE motor in there. Predator heads, Predator cams, or 350 heads, Voodoo cams, whatever we need to do to make this thing robust enough with, you know, stage 3, not aluminum rods, nothing crazy. I want to be able to drive for a couple of years and live in the 11 to 1200 zone like the Fat House cars. Okay? Then I have something wicked nasty. You'll see me at all the half-mile events and all the stupid roll races and see if this thing can go 200 in the roll race or 200 in the half-mile. I mean, why not? LS's tap out at 600 horsepower a week. Most LS builds are duds for the same reason you're against a lot of the industry when it comes to coyotes. They're just being sold parts. The biggest fans are the guys that know nothing about the engine. The biggest fans are the guys that know the least. Rooster says, thank you for the $50. I appreciate you. I didn't want to, I wanted to make sure that I mentioned your $50 there. Did Mike say Bolivia, he's going to go the other way with drugs. If you get studs, you want the ARP 625s. I get it, but I don't think I'm going to get studs. It doesn't need studs for what I need. Doesn't need studs for what I need to do. I get it. You guys want me to just send it through the moon and fling a rod and it's cool. That's not cool to me. Blowing up and taking it to the edge of the earth is not cool to me. What's cool to me is living a long life at 850 to 900 and then maybe one day turn it up, put it on a dyno, make 1,000 and be happy. Then when you really want to turn it up, you build the motor. Most of the guys around here blow their stuff up at 800 on pump 93 or hot dog water fuel. Right. I have gotten in my system, unfortunately. Okay. The industry is so bad. Okay, guys, remember, this industry is full of thieves, crooks, liars, dishonest people, and ne'er-dwellers. So, I don't think a lot of people understand that 800 horsepower on 93 is so stupid. But this is the problem. They've seen a Facebook video. They've seen an Instagram video. They see a post. On 93, I made, okay, cool, an air-conditioned, freewheeling dyno that has no load on it. Then you go on the street, and this thing eats the rods and spits it out the back. And then you're like, well, what happened? So in the ticket system, I've gotten people that say, hey, why? I want to make, how much power do you think this car's making? And I'm like, 650 to 700? That's it? It's on 10 PSI with a centrifugal. It's on 10 PSI with a TVS. It's on 10 PSI with a Whipple. It's on 8 PSI with a turbo. Well, I heard, I seen a car that made 800 on 93. So, because a lot of people don't know that I know all of these people are fucking liars, they believe them because why would they lie? Why would they lie? It's like Ford putting out a commercial that says, Ford is the best truck in America. And you're like, well, it's the best truck in America. I should buy it. It's like watching NASCAR and then the Home Depot car wins. And you're like, well, I guess I'm going to Home Depot to buy tools. It's really fucking stupid. I'm glad the GTD was shown as a dud. Maybe this is what Ford needed. Embarrassing. Ford has nothing. Ford has nothing in the pipeline that is going to be in the same league as a ZR1. Do you know how many years of development have to happen in order to come out with something like the ZR1 or something like a GT3? Forget a GT3 RS. Ford has nothing. This is what I say Ford should start the growing pains of all-wheel drive, twin turbo, hybrid cars. It's going to suck for a while. But you got to get something going because you're getting your shit pushed in. You're getting your shit pushed in by everyone else. Pretty embarrassing. Ford left me. Those people steal your show and call it theirs. Someone made 1,000 on twin turbo 650 like a bunch of tards. Again, if you believe that, I got a bridge to sell your fucking ass. I have a bridge to sell your ass. Don't forget, Octanium didn't mention until called out. Imagine there was no Amory. Imagine there was no checks and balances. Imagine those people were able to get away with saying that a Whipple supercharged 12-to-1 compression car makes 800 rear wheel horsepower on 93 octane. And then all of a sudden that 8 horsepower became 650, became 680. And I said, oh, like Gen 3 numbers, because they were being called out by people like us. And I said, excellent, this is good. Now, obviously, you're not going to see someone from Lund Racing pop up and go, bullshit. You're not going to see that. Now, they're not asking me to do it. Maybe some of you guys think that John says, hey, Alex, maybe you want to talk about this car. No, this is my show. I talk about whatever the hell I want to talk about on this show. And if I see a lot of trends happening on the ticket system that I want to talk about, I talk about it. But when it comes to subject matter, it's all me. And I predict based on trends. But nobody's telling me in my ear what to say or what to do. So a lot of people in the industry think that I'm the mouthpiece for Lund Racing, and I'm not. A lot of people that we fuck with dislike me big time. Why? Because I know they're full of shit. I know they're lying to you. All they're trying to do is sell parts. Fuck out of here. Tony the Truck Guy, okay. I just want to make around 800 horsepower, drive the car, get ice cream, and pray it lives a long life. Voodoo Z28 would be a dagger in the heart. Z28 has a badass Multimatic suspension too, but that means it's expensive. A a Camaro ZL1 non-1LE version is still $20,000 for a roller. That is diabolical. The window lickers on Facebook make me want to sell my car. Farley has sold his self-respect and ate it for dinner. He has nothing left. Neffy says, keep up the great work, Alex. Just watch out for the bears on the road. Ford sucks right now. Ford sucks right now, guys. Ford sucks right now. Again, the reason I say that the Mustang was saved by tuning, it's not that sales are up. It's that hopes are high again. There was a general feeling of despair. There was a general feeling of despair about the future of tuning Mustang and F-150 up until about a month ago. So what changed? Right? I know, but I can't say. But there was, right? What are we gonna do? Well, you better index some side-by-sides. You better index some fucking Sea-Doos. You better index a golf cart because Mustang's not happening. And then, all of a sudden, son of a bitch, Mustangs are tunable now. Oh, you don't got to send the computer out anymore. Bam! What happened? Well, you can make a observation that, somebody cracked the code somewhere and someone said some shit. Things happen, right? But why all of a sudden the mad dash? There's hope again. There is hope. And what comes with hope? Money. A lot of money. You now have tunable platforms that are brand new. So people are like, bam, 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 bam. There is money to be made, a huge infusion of cash. Let's get it out there. We'll figure it out as we go. Let them be the R&D for us. And then I sit back and I go, I wonder who's gonna pop off as if they're hot shit. Like I sit back and I go, who's gonna be the hot motherfucker? Who's gonna be the guy that's gonna go, yeah, we did it. Yep, we did it. Well, what happened before a month ago? How high of a hope did you have a month ago? Interesting. Again, if you have a good way of observing things and seeing how industries move, you have a unique perspective as to, did they even have a clue up until 3 months ago? Interesting. Lund Sr. told Alex to keep playing the Diddy clip. I still have those early S650 days when Whipple partners were saying stupid shit. Like, I still hate those early days when S650 days when Whipple partners were saying stupid shit like E30, 800, and 93. The lack of tuning gave voice to fucking clowns. The lack of tuning allowed people to come up out of the cracks. Like when you step on gum and it's just nasty and squished on the ground, people came up from under those cracks and started going, "Yours just bust some E30 in that thing and see what it does." People were like, I need to sell something, even if it's fucking fuel. And then tuning comes out and they go back to go hiding under that crack. And they're like, yeah, all that shit we said, forget about it. By the way, here's some 1050Xs and E85 and stupid. What's with the quilt in the background? It looks like grandma's house. Are you stupid? You fucking stupid? Are you a fucking retard? This is the Lund's house. Fuck's wrong with you, bro? You goofy. Super goofy. Can I just take away the membership? This is goofball. You don't talk shit about the Lunds, bro. You better tread lightly. You don't talk shit about my people. Lund was in the mix of the off the rip, but this time. But Alex, the Mustang is the best-selling sports coupe in America. I like how they changed the argument, right? Well, the best-selling V8 sports coupe in America is the Mustang. It's the only one, stupid. It's the only one. Ford is proud of a $400,000 Mustang. Nito Diaz says, Alex, hopefully I'll have more money. Alex, I have hope. I hopefully have more money. Lund isn't offering a year's worth of free revisions. Why would we when the tunes are done right off the rip? Hey, Alex, my twin turbo Mustang made 720 rear wheel horsepower on 93, and it was safe, and 860 rear wheel horsepower, and it was safe, and we maxed it out at 960 max on the 85. That's where it should live. Perfect. All right, Alex is on the Epstein list. I used to only see 2 S650s on the road a week after tuning, and now I see over 20 on the road around here. The 992 GT2 RS entered the chat. Right, wait until the hybrid 992 GT2 RS. Again, nobody cared about the Nurburgring. Nobody cared about the Nurburgring. Who gave a fuck? Imagine we have devolved to become Europeans. Imagine we have devolved to give. What are we gonna watch soccer next? What's next? Not brushing our teeth? What's next? Not having ice in our water or air conditioning in our house? Is that what we're devolving to? Europeans giving a crap about the Nurburgring? Yup. Thank God tuning came out and took that shit out of the equation. Thank God that Chevy was like, fuck the Nurburgring. By the way, we're going to go there anyway. 0 to 60, top speed, quarter mile, fuck it. Thank God, thank God. Could you imagine? Game On puts Driftstick in Expeditions. Exactly. Let me ban the motherfucker. No, relax. I'm giving him a warning. You don't make fun of the Luns. They're in their 60s. They're enjoying their life. Senior's building the Grey Goose. Cheryl's running the company. She has a little hobby. And you're going to be like, whoa. Fucking weirdo, goofy. It's super. It was, and she made it. Like she made it. What can you make? Elote? Yeah, leave him alone. Justin Michael says, I mean, in my eyes, Abuelita's house is fucking amazing growing up. Best couch, best blankets. And this guy's like, whoa, yo, Alex, what? You so stupid. You in someone's house. They're grandparents. Stupid. They're literally grandparents. I still don't care about the Nurburgring. I still don't care about the Nurburgring. That couch is probably Walter E. Smith, Penny Mustard. Easy Tucker, I was being facetious. So gingivitis is European lifestyle. Nice. European. The next thing you know is start caring about soccer next. I don't care about soccer. I don't give a fuck about Schleckenberg. Be American. Quarter mile, burnouts, racing, takeovers, fraud, subprime mortgages, subprime mortgage lending. You know, let's be American. Mustang James says 2012 Mustang twin turbo concept should have been a thing till this day. So was that the Cobra Jet? Did the Cobra Jet? I think Senior might have a insight on that. So let me see. 2012 twin turbo Cobra Jet concept. I could have sworn there was a twin turbo Cobra Jet in development at one point. Images. Yes. Ford Mustang gets twin turbos. So this is what's crazy about this, guys. In 2012, Ford was stuffing twin turbo stuff into a Cobra Jet. And it was rumored that they were going to maybe go into development with a twin turbo Cobra Jet. They never did. But look, this is SEMA. This is a Ford guy. I forget his name. What the hell is his name? Tasca, right? There's a Cobra Jet, S197, says twin turbo. This is at SEMA, okay? It was going to be a thing, and it never became a thing. And I'm like, God dang it. If they would have pursued this, and it's got Bogarts? Yo, has that got Bogarts? Yo, that bitch got Fuck me, bro. Stop it. You understand? Where would they have been if they would have gone down that route? In an alternate universe, an Infinity Stone was taken, put back in that timeline, and there is a twin turbo Cobra Jet out there just living its happiest life. Like, legitimately one. But Ford never pursued that. So imagine where they would have been if they would have pursued twin turbo technology and then made it on their road-going cars. Because is there any program right now that Ford has a twin-turbo V8 in an active racing series? Go. A twin-turbo V8 in an active racing series. Does anyone know about it? I don't think so. So that means that there's nothing down the pipeline. Because if it's developed in the race car side things first. It's usually race car shit bleeds its way down to the road going cars. If there is absolutely nothing that you've heard of or seen that has two turbos and a V8 in a Mustang or a V8 anything in Australia, in UK, fuck out of here. You got your F-150 from Tasca, went to high school with those rich fucks. To be honest, the GTD and 01 were duds. I'm going to stop reading there. Shut the fuck up. Pre-EcoBoost, they had 2 test mules. All car companies have fuck-ups like that. I want to live in that timeline. I want to go back, and when Hulk took the Infinity Stone from the bald bitch, just move the Infinity Stone a little lower so that a third timeline or a second timeline developed. And maybe a twin-turbo Cobra Jet would have been a thing, right? There are none. RT says, Alex, I've been catching the replays, busy with work, and 4-month-old baby. I switched to BMW. Remember we talked about that? X5. Bought to install a downpipe and tune. Won't be buying a GT again unless they make an all-wheel drive one. You know, I think... Okay. Well, I was in a meeting yesterday, and I had to bite my lip a little bit because I had a lot of things to say, but there are certain people that you want to help and certain people that you don't want to help. And you also have to know your role in this and your turn, right? So if you're in a meeting, it's good just to listen and see what's happening in the industry. And I had a lot of thoughts. I had a lot of ideas. As you guys see, I spitball a lot. And the person that was doing most of the speaking was open to those ideas. And I'm just like, I'm not going to give it up because what's in it for me? Because what happens when you just give out ideas, someone runs with it because they have the capital, they have the network, they have anything, they'll steal your idea. I would love to be in a focus group where Ford, like wouldn't all of you on this chat, there's 500 people on the chat right now, and only 212 of you hit the like button. Absolutely embarrassing. So let's say Slow 99, Bryson Witt, EPA, Nito Diaz, JD Swag, Head Games Motorworks, Joe Swish, Turvey's Neck Tattoo, Slick Vic, El Verga Larga, and Jay Walker were all in a focus group. And then someone said, what would you like to see in your next Mustang? What drivetrain? What engine? What power adder? What layout? Go. Type down. If you're in a focus group right now, do me a favor. Type down, regardless of what I've said in the past, what you think the next Mustang non-S650, no lineage, meaning we're going to go from Pinto-looking car to a Fox body. Such a change. We're going to go from S197 to S550. Like that much of a change. What kind of Mustang do you want to see? I know what I would say in a focus group. All-wheel drive, twin-turbo, hybrid, or at least all-wheel drive twin turbo. And if the industry is going mid or rear engine, that's where the fuck we gotta go. That's where we gotta go. Corvette took the risk, and look at how it came out. Look at how great that risk was. Come on, stop it. So let's see what you guys think if you're in a focus group. We would save the Mustang, a hybrid Coyote. First, let's do all-wheel drive, says Connor Wolzinski. Smash the Devour says twin turbo, all-wheel drive. Discerning Chord says 1 of 12 here. 5.4 Coyote all-wheel drive twin turbo, no crazy interior. Interesting. Turby's Neck Tattoo says dad acknowledging. Twin turbo all-wheel drive hybrid. Twin turbo V8 all-wheel drive tuning axis out of the gate. Most importantly, light. Rizzy would be like, bring back the letter cams, brother. All-wheel drive Mustang can be blower or turbo. All-wheel drive system the Explorer ST has. All-wheel drive system the Explorer ST has. Imagine the Explorer. Imagine the Explorer ST with a twin turbo Coyote. All-wheel drive middle engine hybrid, twin turbo V8 all-wheel drive hybrid option, twin turbo all-wheel drive, twin turbo all-wheel drive. Why develop twins when you can just add ambient lighting and first generation iPads? Brother. Hybrid all-wheel drive hybrid, twin turbo all-wheel drive, at least an option. Hey Ford, how about you listen to this fucking chat? Hey Ford, here is your focus group. You have 500 Ford fans. 500 Ford fans scattered all over the United States, maybe the world. Can someone do me a favor? People that don't live in the United States. Again, people that do not live in the United States. Tell me where you're from. So imagine Ford not tuning into this chat that has 500 people 3 times a week or so with ideas, thoughts, suggestions, criticisms. This is a focus group. This is the most important focus group anywhere. Show me anywhere that has this consistent of a fan base, this consistent of an opinion, and this consistent relevancy. Not many. This is your focus group, Ford, and you are missing a huge opportunity into embracing something like this to better your product. You're losing. You're losing. You are losing. You're blowing it, kid. You're blowing it. Fred Flintstone all-wheel drive type. Twin turbo, four-wheel drive. So very, very obvious. Twin turbo, all-wheel drive is a very popular platform. China, says Bondo Bird. That good job. Bondo Bird. Fucking great. Bondo Bird. Hit me up. ydbtforlife@gmail.com. I'll get you an elote shirt or a whatever so you can wear it at work. You would love wearing an elote shirt. So, Bondo Bird, hit me up. ydbtforlife@gmail.com. I'll get you a shirt. That was very good. Alex going to coyote swap an Explorer. Might have to get Senior up here talking about the system. Alex, I'm just going to put it, it's XC50 body on a 2019 F-150 4x4 frame. Australia says non-preferred Rhino. Canada says Drake. Drizzy Drake. My roost to your face, says Pakistan. No shit. RT says the 51st state. Puro pinche en F6 la verga. Canada says D-Rock Fox. Twin turbo mid-engine 5.4 Coyote. 3-liter ST stock turbos has already been 10s. 10s? We're not talking about 10s, papa. Now, I want to just stick for the skater kids. Nick says Canada, another Canadian. A lot of Canadians here. Interesting. I see that rink twinkle in your eye. Buy a Police Interceptor Explorer, cheap all-wheel drive turbo. Guys, how much are twin turbo cop car? Like, okay, I don't need the motor. Who cares about the motor, right? I need the drivetrain. And it's a 10R60. Is the bolt pattern the same? Apologies if you already discussed this, but the EPA removes the 2009 ruling. It'll be unlikely that DPF's and SCR systems will be affected since they control particulate matter, NOx, and not GHGs. Theo, a Coyote-powered sleeper family sedan would be badass alongside the Coyote Expedition. Sleepers for the win. Ford gave us a twin-turbo hybrid with the piece of shit power boost. I like the power boost, but it's in a big truck. El Verga Larga. 5.4-liter Coyote, all-wheel drive option. No screens, tunable day one. No heavier than 3,800 pounds. We can do power adders ourselves. Ford, this focus group says you need a blank slate. This focus group says you need a tunable car that you can mess with. This group does not care that what you have to offer from the factory. Okay, what you have to offer from the factory, most of the time it's a NA car. It's not a car that is Billy badass. And even the GT500 was meh. It was a 1060 car. $100,000. $100,000 1060 car. $50,000 GT. $12,000 centrifugal turbo or TVS kit. There's your 10-second car or 9-second or 8-second car depending on the pulley and fuel. My Mustang came from Canada and it came with a block warmer. Alex, this is the plan. Interceptor Coyote for sure. My rear mid-engine, rear-wheel drive, twin turbo, mid-engine, rear, twin turbo, all-wheel drive for sure. Why hold on to a backseat that isn't really useful? Right. How many of you actually put kids in the back? How many of you actually can get laid in the back of a Mustang? Let's be honest. It's not a comfortable position to be in. Bring back the Taurus SHO with the Crossplane 5.2. Bring back the A90 Ford. We have so many quarter horses. And A58 Coyote. The ST also has paddle shifters. We love ours, says Third Coast Coding. The seniors have an ST. I might make a video on that. The seniors have a tuned. They have a tuned ST. This John Lund has a ST, a Ford Explorer ST. Explorer, yeah. Hit the like buttons, cucks, exactly. Only for 280. Diaz is Cali, different country, exactly. Honestly, a base model 5.0 Mustang, $34,000. That's actually very reasonable. $34,000 GT. That's probably the best ask. Base. Don't care about sound system. Put the base junk sound system. Doesn't have to have tons of quality. Just give us a drivetrain with a limited warranty. Bare bones, a drag pack Mustang. A drag pack Mustang. Something 355s or 315s, because 315 is better for the 10R. And light, No rear seat, no radio. Remember the Cobra R had no radio? Crazy. Bring back Big Block. Shut up. Get out of here. Bring back Big Block. No room for a notable stroke. Big Cube Coyote. We can thank Carb for never getting our dream Coyote suggestions. But if the engine is in the back, where am I going to put my subs? Nick, how are those Explorer STs? The Explorer STs are good. Nardi has one. Senior has one. And if I'm not mistaken, Parker Performance has one. Google the Ford Board of Directors and you will see why these cars suck. There's a few hot chicks, but the rest are Karens. Ford Board of Directors. Great suggestion. Our leadership. Let's go to the Ford Board of Directors, and I'm already cringing. I'm already cringing, guys. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. Okay, first of all, this haircut's got to go. You're okay. You're obviously part of the legacy. This guy absolutely has to go. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Wait. Wait. Okay, Kimberly Casiano, member board of directors, Ford Motor Company, and Adriana Cisneros, great looking woman, Alexandra Ford English. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh Lord. Where are the bros? Where are the bros? Oh, where are... Three of you will get that, or 400 of you, whatever. Where are the bros? I don't know. You need fresh new blood in there. And believe it or not, this is coming from a 47-year... I'm 47, motherfucker. Okay, I'm 47. I'm not young. I'm young at heart. But man, I cannot believe Ford is taking L after L after L. They got no profits this year. They got wiped out profit-wise. They have the most recalls ever in history. What the... Stop it. No black dude, says LOL, Juan Perez. Justin Michael says, not sure if you touched on it, but the Head Games released a Gen 2 versus 350 head shootout video. Some good information. I can pick that up on Sunday because I am just... My brain is gone this week. I'm up here. I'm dealing with Tony and tuning and F-150 and the show. It's just, it's too much. It's too much. What if Ford did a 5.5 twin turbo V8 all-wheel drive hybrid who became the fast thing around the ring? They don't care about the ring so much. All you need to have is a badass roll car, badass 0 to 60 car, badass drag car. And that's what the Americans care about. If they want to make it turn, they'll buy aftermarket shit and make it turn. Honestly, Ford just needs to invest heavier into the F-150. Base model, cheap interior, let's go. The guy at the bottom of them pictures is one of them. Oh, stank the Titanic. Oh my God. The GTD was promised to me 5,000 years ago. Looking asses. They need some YNs. They need some YNs because you gotta have that, I don't know, gotta have that new blood get in there. Where the hell is it? Where is it? Forget it. The moment left. Into Bolivia, exactly. Yes, they need a refreshed, non-DEI woke management. Douchebag board need a brother on their board. Ford should listen to the Coyote aftermarket. Ford, let's have a conversation. Talk to Lund Racing, FFRE, to make the Coyote even better. What do you have to lose? Ford, what do you got to lose? 2024, 5, both years, have been the worst years for Ford, right? You released the Mustang, Charger, Challenger not around, Camaro not around. You don't sell any more than the previous year. You then have record recalls, transmissions, engines, just backup cameras, everything, just nonstop, every single one, bam, 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 bam. 2025 comes out, more recalls. 2025 Mustang is selling less. And again, we're going to look at third quarter and fourth quarter. And we're going to take a really close look at the sales, guys. I really want you guys to take a really close look at third quarter sales and fourth quarter sales. And if they are up, what changed? What changed between March and July? Tuning. So if all of a sudden Ford Mustang sales are up a little bit, you need to start paying attention to the aftermarket. Well, we don't care about that. F-150 is our best-selling vehicle. You don't think F-150 sales are driven, especially your RCSB, by the aftermarket? Stop it. Release the Mustang with 20-inch wheels and 12 inches in width. Throw a comfort package with wider seats and a banging sound system. It'll sell cheap. Watch them YNs buy them for 29% APR. Wow. Racism. Wonder what Farley talks about to Porsche all the time. They all drive them. The Little Blue Country has control of Ford too. The problem is Farley's not going to make a regular Mustang better with it than the GTD all-wheel drive hybrid because he wouldn't want the GTD owners to be pissed off. Yes, that's right. I think the GTD is going to be the pinnacle of Mustang because if you make an all-wheel drive twin turbo hybrid Mustang, it'll be better than the GTD that costs $300,000. Well, I don't know. The Ford GT is ridiculously underwhelming, no? Right? Aren't you ridiculously underwhelmed by the Ford GT? And when I think Ford GT, what pops into your mind's eye? The 5.4, right? The old school, the 5.4 dual overhead cam deal with a blower on it. So I'm blown away that Ford still touts that thing. And again, it's a collector car. It's an investment. It's a portfolio car. It's not a car that I'm going to be like, I'm going to race this thing. No, it's $1 million car you're not going to want to race. It's a car that you're like, I bought it for $500, heritage edition, certain color, put 3 miles on it, put it away, worth $1 million. Is it badass performer? What did it run in the Nurburgring? What's it run in the quarter mile? It's not impressive. It's ridiculously underwhelming. You could almost say that the Mustang GTD is a better buy than the Ford GT. And I guess at that level, it's a bargain. But at the end of the day, if I'm going to spend $300,000 on a car that I want to turn well, I want it to do everything well, twin turbo ZR1, all-wheel drive twin turbo ZR1X, or a Porsche, not a Mustang. The Ford GT is garbage, the new one. I would never buy a Mustang I can't mod and tune. Modding is the reason I buy one. There is no question there is way more S650s after tuning. I see them at car meets now. But I'm not wrong, says Justin Michael. You're not wrong. Never wrong. Ford GT is not that fast. It's underwhelming. It has underwhelming presence. Very good. I would cancel my GTD allocation. Farley is too concerned with making 4,000-pound GT2 RS. Hear me out. All-wheel drive Coyote-powered wagon RS6F. Stop it with your fucking Audi. Nobody cares about Audis. I think that if Ford did what we want, it wouldn't be under the Mustang banner. Yes. What other performance vehicle was around in the 60s and 70s that had the Ford Torino? Like, what other performance vehicle that wasn't a Falcon, Torino, Galaxy, Fairmont? Like, it's not going to be under the Mustang banner, but let's say they Capri. Let's say they shove another name on this thing and build it to be Billy Badass. It can't be the Torino. Torino's just big and stupid. It had cool motors and stuff and cool options, but it didn't impress me. Galaxy? Maybe a Galaxy? I don't know. I would never buy a Ford Galaxy, regardless of what motor it had. The word portfolio and car should not go together. Ford is capable, just lazy. The 350R did 732 around the ring and was overall a blank canvas once modified. It was better than the Corvette for cheaper. The GT, I think, is in the 70s or Gen 2. The Ford GT was produced in later generations just to meet production requirements for racing. Ford doesn't weigh their bolts. Porsche does. Even Dodge admits their mistakes and put a Hemi back into the pickup when Ford is going to admit their mistakes. They're not going to admit anything. You could tell that they're arrogant. They're run by arrogant people. Also, the more 650 now is because prices are tanking hard. Once interest rates drop a little bit, you might see more sales. But I think I almost want interest rates to stay high. Because if sales go up, that'll prove that it's tuning that caused a surge in sales. The Maverick Grabber. I don't want to see a Maverick Grabber have a twin turbo all-wheel drive system. I don't know. Cougar is Mercury. Mercury's dead. Someone's going to come up here and say Marauder. Oh my God, if you say Marauder, I'm punching in the face. Marauder's such a big piece of junk. For boosted tunes from Lund, says Dad, I know they're scaled. I swapped the 3875 to 375 pulley Whipple 18, but fuel trims are 15 to 20% lean. AFR is 1.0. LTFT, no leak, smoke check. Am I tripping? You're probably tripping. Data log the car. No way a pulley change that is 100 thousandths is going to cause your fuel trims to go lean at idle. It's just not going to happen. Tuning platforms would be the move. A Corvette competitor and second affordable all-wheel drive inline turbo Coyote powered coupe. So I would see a inline 6 Maverick. Okay. because the Maverick wasn't. I wouldn't want to make the Maverick better than the Mustang, because then that would kind of mess everything up. No. All-wheel drive twin turbo Coyote, all new Ford. Do you think the Shelby announcement is going to be a Ford product? Oh, again. So let's go to Instagram. So again, guys, you need to understand Shelby is not a serious car company. Okay, let's get some shit out of the way. In my most humble of opinion, Alejandro Flores, I don't think that Shelby is a serious car company. So when a lot of people started saying, "Oh, look, the something new is coming out from Shelby," and then I think I got a article sent to me that was basically, I think, on Patreon. Let me see if it's on Patreon. Someone on Patreon, do me a favor, post. Oh, look at this. These are Eric Vega's final numbers. In case you want to see Eric Vega's final numbers, JD Swag posted it on Patreon. Patreon is the place to go. 1059 on one pull, 828 torque, 1127 820 torque at 7,800 RPMs. Again, guys, this is a centrifugal supercharged Mustang. You don't think twin turbos are going to make good power? Stop it. But can somebody post up where they started supposedly deleting? Here it is. Found it. Perfect. So this post was on Patreon by Gerardo Lucatero. I tune him. TVS Gen 1. And it's an Instagram post. Shelby American. In typical Shelby style, we've included a Whipple with your block. And then it says here, Shelby American says, yes, it is a 5.0 with a Whipple again in a Shelby post. So what's new? It seems that some are confused about Shelby American's social media policies for its corporate accounts, especially why some people have been blocked. To start, we have the same community standards guideline, da-da-da-da-da. That means opinions can be expressed if they are respectful, prioritize accuracy, and do not include profanity, personal attacks, or bigotry. That includes comments about the company, its people, and its product. Again, so they started blocking people's opinions about yet another Whipple-equipped GT with badging and BMR parts, supposedly. Oh, and I heard a little rumor. About Homeboy. I'm going to keep that one to myself. I'm going to keep that one on Patreon. Because we've been talking about that shit on Patreon all day. Woo! Good shit. But anyway, I think Shelby American thinks they have to keep giving you options. The Super Snake and the GT350 and GT350R are the same vehicle. So the 350 is going to be NA. The 350R, if I'm not mistaken, is Whipple supercharged GT motor. And the Super Snake is the same thing, a Whipple GT motor. That's it. They have badging and different. It is not a Ford vehicle. That's why I don't think Ford is going to make a Shelby anything this or next year, because Shelby American is making Shelby stuff. So when Shelby American makes Shelby stuff, Ford makes Cobra, Mach 1, and and Boss. But when Ford decides to license the Shelby name, Shelby American doesn't make anything named Shelby in a Mustang. You understand? So Shelby now thinks they need to just put Whipples on shit and badge it up and say, look, it's different. And you are getting proper criticism, Shelby. That's it. You're simply getting proper criticism. Nito Diaz, let's just say people that relied on other companies for their parts are having trouble getting their parts. Because let's be honest, why would you support somebody that's in competition with you and saying your products are bad? I'll give you an example. Let's say I used to work for a balloon company, right? And I repped the balloon company. And I said at the time, these are the best balloons on the planet, okay? And then I stem off on my own and I'm like, you know what? I'd like to get into the balloon company, but can I get balloons from the company that I used to work for? So you make a deal and you get balloons from the company you used to work for. But then when you get the balloons, you start filling them with different air, nitrogen. You start filling them with, automatic transmission fluid, weird stuff. And then you're like, my balloons are better than their balloons. So the balloon company's going to be like, bro, fuck you. Why should I sell you balloons if you're going to just make a competing product and say we suck? It's rumors, but boy, I hope they're true. Shelby, just a body kit company. Now, bring the voodoo back. 5458, flat plane crank would be nice. Whatever. If you want to shake the car to death, sure. That sounds like you want the Richter scale to go off everywhere the freaking 5458 flat plane crank is. Sure, build it. Go ahead. 5458 crank, flat plane crank car. You'll just set off the Richter scale everywhere you go. He's talking about, we heard you like Whipple, so we put a Whipple on your Whipple. They blocked me for a meme I made calling them out for another Whipple Coyote. Yes, they will block you. And I think Shelby is short-sighted. Constructive criticism. These are the people that one day might want to buy that product. So if you're going to make a Shelby GT350, a Shelby GT350R, and a Super Snake, and the difference between the three of them is two have a supercharger, but they're very difficult to tell apart. Extremely difficult to tell apart. You're like, is that the one with the Whipple? No, that's a GT. What? No, that's just a GT with some stripes. Oh, shit. So is that Shelby? No, that's the NA Shelby GT 350. How about the 350R? There's not one here, but that one looks a little different. Oh, that's a Super Snake. Stupid, goofy. Toilet paper company, got him. Balloon knot company, okay. Balloons, don't you mean condoms? ATF plus needle and seat change, bam! Custom tuned chocks. How is it going, Alex? Says Cage50. I've heard you talk about Aldo kits for the F-150. What do you think about them? Hellion kits for drag racing. Okay, so I don't know much about the Aldo kits for F-150s, but if it's anything like their Mustang kits, I recommend them. But midnight kits are great. Daylight kits are great. Hellion kits are great. I think Aldo kits are probably going to be there if the quality is the same as Mustang. Fuck those balloons. I don't know. I'm just hearing rumors. I like how a lot of the initiated are ignoring the whole ass cross-plane 5.2 that's already on the shelf. They are built flat 5.8 plane. Okay, they built a 5.8 flat plane crank in Russia yesterday. Next to Alaska. Shelby is a dealer for option kind of company now. No different than Lebanon Ford or those dealers that offer Lightnings. People used to get 4.6 stroke or 5.0, who cares? So VMP having trouble, who cares? Shelby, look, AJ, I don't know. No, I'm not saying that. They tried the 5458 flat plane crank in Russia, I felt. Midnight for F-150, right? Daylight. It's really difficult to ignore the power potential, the race pedigree, and I can't believe I'm saying the following words, of the Midnight Daylight F-150 kit. You understand? They have crowbarred themselves into a industry that was dominated by Fox bodies. Like, no prep, crazy looking cars, and then these guys go in there and do a lot of testing, and they call it the Daylight twin turbo kit, and make waves and make power. So I'm just like, it's real difficult to ignore that kind of performance. So I think that's kind of going to be your go-to now. That's not to say that Aldo isn't up to par or Hellion, but it's hard to ignore what they got going on over there at the midnight/daylight stuff. Traffic case, all-wheel drive on the GT would be supercharger swap off the twin turbos would hit so hard. No. Someone is saying, let's put twin turbos in the GTD and go to the ring. Boy, you stupid. Shut up. Just shut up. Twin turbos on a GTD. Twin turbos on a GT, it's 4,000 pounds. Fuck you gonna do? Slide around? It's not a power thing. It's a weight thing. The GTD does not need more power. It needs to be lighter. That's all. More power. Stupid. Just, again, we're talking about Nurburgring times because that's what they were talking about. Drag racing? Yeah, sure. No problem. How fast are twin turbo GT500s on the track? 9291. 9291. 1,300 horsepower, 9.2 second GT500. 1,400 horsepower GT500. Well, some of them have gone 8s. Right. They have cardboard doors. Stop it. Stop it with the bullshit. Can I be frank? Says Mike Max. Exactly. The GT3 has 300 less horsepower and it's still quicker. No, but let's put twin turbos on it and reclaim. Reclaim? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Papa, you got to understand. This show don't fuck with the ops. And that is just the most ridiculous shit I've ever heard. Hope he's not driving. Yeah, that's never going to happen. What happened to Phil Fez? Yeah, what happened to Phil Fez? Did he get arrested? What's going on? GT3 RS proves weight means more than power for the ring. Can somebody say what happened to Fez? I already literally talked yesterday what happened. I don't know what happened to Phil Fez. I'm staring at the Roush Red Top Magnuson online. Such a great looking setup. Daylight is about $7,500 cheaper than Whipple. You see Shelby American deleting comments and blocking everyone. Yes, hit live on your ship. We literally talked about it. So let me see what's going on with Phil Fez. Phil Fezenthal. Let me see. Facebook. I don't want to log in. Fuck. Let me see. Let me go to. Let's see what. Let me see on Patreon. Let me see what happened. Phil Fez. Here we go. Okay. Let me see if he like posted that he got arrested or some shit. No, nothing. The last thing he posted was his car at the track. Bunch of parts for sale. 6 weeks ago. Yeah, he hasn't posted anything, so hopefully he's okay. Hopefully he's doing okay. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. So, coming to you from Casa de Lund, I wanted to go live and talk about the world record, the record reset for the quickest American-made car around the Nurburgring. And the reason I say American is because Canada is in North America and Multimatic is in Canada. So let's not mince words here. It's not a United States vehicle. It is a American car record. So the ZR1 non-X model beat the GTD by I think 2 seconds or 3 seconds, and the ZR1X beat it by a little bit more. The Z06, nobody cares because the E-Ray is better. Sorry. So making the GTD like 8th place overall or whatever the hell it is. And now people are like, oh, now it's gonna have a brand new war happen with Nurburgring stuff. I don't care. The ZR1X, if it goes 920s, 9.1, 0 to 60 in the 2s, 60 to 130 in the 4s, it already won, and the GTD will not compare because it's front engine, rear wheel drive. It's a GT500 with a transaxle at the rear. So I don't have many hopes for that GTD doing anything coming from Ford. Maybe the aftermarket will do something, but the ZR1X, if the aftermarket gets a hold of it, they're probably going to do something equally impressive. I'm out of here, guys. Thank you very much. I'm going to be back on Sunday. I'll be back home. I'm going to head home tomorrow, get back on a normal schedule. Got a lot of things going on. Got the UPR truck tuned. Got videos to drop. Got a lot of shit happening. So hopefully you guys tune in and hang out with me on this channel just to see what's going on with Lund Racing, tuning in general, my opinion, and everything that's going on in the automotive racing performance industry. Have a good rest of your night. I'll see you guys later.